There's certain things as an SMB that you can bank on in terms of coming back to somewhat of a normal state and leveraging your digital capabilities in terms of getting your brand out there, getting the information about your products and services out there, and the ability you can be in terms of adapting to the local realities of your business and dealing with the people that you've dealt with before and expanding your base.
I wanted to ask you because you have a really strong background in marketing, that's your expertise. What are some tips or marketing advice that you have for businesses operating right now trying to differentiate themselves from competitors?
Well, depending on the industry you're in, I still think there's a commonality. If you embrace insights and information, it helps. And we're seeing people making information-based decisions that are helping their businesses moving forward. And it's always important to stay on top of metrics as you can develop them. That being said, understanding your customer profiles and how they might be evolving during this phase and this period of time as well, whether you have a digital presence or a non-digital presence, who's coming to your store and why, and what type of access they need to your product or service that you can or cannot provide. It's rooted a lot in that process. It's harder to differentiate yourself sometimes now with such a proliferation of digital information out there. There's, for instance, restaurants, you can find maybe with the same restaurant on 3 or 4 different platforms, for instance.
Mhm.
And on e-commerce, of course, you can open up your own online store, but you're up against some of the big players out there that have only gained in strength over the course of the last little while. And they offer options that go beyond what you could provide. And so how do you compete with them? I think when it gets down to the SMB space is that it is going to be very, very difficult sometimes to compete with maybe the Amazons of this world in terms of what they could do and what they can offer. And people have gotten comfortable with that. But there's an advantage to being a local enterprise and having familiarity with the neighborhood that you're in and the people you've dealt with before. There are certain things that these big companies, these big giant organizations out there that are going to do well, and they're going to continue doing well, and they're going to continually surpass your capabilities on certain fronts. But there's certain things as an SMB that you can bank on in terms of coming back to somewhat of a normal state and leveraging your digital capabilities in terms of getting your brand out there, getting the information about your products and services out there, and the ability you can be in terms of adapting to the local realities of your business and dealing with the people that you've dealt with before and expanding your base, maybe with some sort of viral element to it, I think could be very, very useful in terms of allowing you to compete effectively in this new landscape. But I think it's proven through this entire process. If you haven't started adopting technology in some way for your go-to-market, you should start considering it.